What's up, guys? Omega returns with the episode 14 review of Duel Monsters. This one, like I said in the last episode review, um, this one is actually titled Light at the End of the Tunnel. I thought I had gotten it wrong because always mix it up with episode 15's title, Winning Through Intimidation. The episode title in this one makes this one sound like the finale. They should have had this one as the finale, but we'll get to that later. I have my last point about this episode and the next episode will be brought up. So I have the 5 points for this episode. This is the episode that introduces Panic, by the way. And so the first point I want to bring up, and it's about Panic. He is very good at making this duel feel personal. I feel personally like attacked. I always do when I see him, and the way he duels is so scummy, and he's personally attacking. It feels like, and he cheats. He uses those pyrotechnics, and of course the shadow field where the shadow or the dark field power bonus blocks other field power bonuses. That's crazy. He says, only the knight grants bonuses here. I don't do a very good Panic voice, but that first point, just basically, he makes it feel very personal. The voice actor did incredible. David Moo, who did his voice, did really well at making him very scummy, very bully-esque. And using the pyrotechnics and the shadow field and stuff. I mean, the Castle Dark Illusions ability, all that works to him. It's so good at displaying what kind of character he is. He's a bully who hides in the shadows. And that leads me to my second point. The no violence message of this duel, or the take down bullies duel, or no bullying. This resonated pretty well with me as a kid because, no kid likes bullies. And I always really resonated with this episode. The Pharaoh is the perfect candidate to lay down the ground rules for this, the no bullying. He's the perfect candidate. The way he's like, you're going to be out of a job, Panic, because you don't scare me. That kind of stuff. And of course, he can't truly scare the Pharaoh at all. He surprises him at the beginning with the pyrotechnics, because I'm sure even the Pharaoh thought he wouldn't be that underhanded. So that's the second point. The third point, Mai would have been eliminated at this point in the tournament. She lost all her star chips. If Yugi or the Pharaoh didn't step in and save her star chips, while risking his own for someone who acted like almost a complete jerk to them. If she didn't help them the episode before, or in episode 12, I don't know if he would have helped her. What she did actually saved her. I think helping the gang eat the food and set up tents, for the nighttime, I think that really paid off. That seriously paid off in the long run for Mai, because she made some lifelong friends. And they saved her butt here, because Panic completely and utterly destroyed her from what it looked like. I wish we could have seen some of the duel, but from what I saw, she only had 800 left, and she had the Harpy Lady Sisters out, and he destroyed them. So we'll never know what destroyed him, but it's probably, I don't know, King of Yami Makai, probably. That's the only monster he has that's anywhere near strong. So, yeah, that's the third point. Mai made some great friends. Fourth point. My favorite part of the episode, Yugi's famous speech and Sword's bluff. The Sword's revealing light bluff. He uses his supreme confidence, just made the scene the best. When he's explaining how, children are no longer, when they realize there's nothing to fear from the dark. He's explaining, the children, he's calling Panic the boogeyman, and the children, you scare children into being afraid of the dark until they realize the darkness is nothing to be afraid of, like you. And he starts getting under Panic's skin here. He really gets under his skin in the next episode, but this one is where he starts. And it all starts with the Swords of Revealing Light bluff. He says, "This card will expose you and lift up the shadows you cower behind." And he's like, "What card?" And he's trying to goat Yugi into showing his card, but little did he know that was Yugi's plan all along, to show the card. So he can think the card he sets face down next will be Swords of Revealing Light, but it wasn't. It was the Spellbinding Circle trap card. So he played Panic bad. And his Supreme Confidence, I think, sold it. And he even had Yugi even had Joey and them going, thinking he was making a mistake, showing him the card. You don't owe that creep anything, Yugi. And even Mai was saying he's making amateur mistakes just like I did. But Bakura actually is the only one that realizes Yugi has the upper hand in this duel. He understands. And Bakura was kind of like, it's funny. After this, Bakura kind of becomes the play-by-play guy for Duelist Kingdom. He actually has a lot of great intel on these monsters and what they do. He's actually pretty smart. It's really the only time we get to see much of anything out of Bakura, regular Bakura. And it's sad because he really is trashed in Battle City afterwards. He has almost no personality. He can't do anything. The Spirit of the Ring takes over him every time he's shown up. So Duelist Kingdom is the only time he gets to shine, and he's pretty analytical and smart, I think. That's the fourth point. The fifth point. This is the point I was going to get to from the beginning. I was telling y'all about this episode 14, and episode 15, the next one, used to be paired together. I remember when I was a kid when it aired, it was paired together as one episode. So it wasn't until 2007. I don't remember which year. I had to look it up. It wasn't until 2007 that they separated the two and made them two full-length episodes. And that's hard to believe because I remember this version. I remember the version we have now and the version before where like a good 5 minutes was a music video, I'm Not Gonna Panic music video. Because they did that a couple times in Duelist Kingdom. They did the No Matter What one for Yugi and Joey, and this one in Kaiba, Now I'm Back. So this one was my least favorite of the three for sure. But and I'm sure and there's a fourth one too with Weevil. The Weevil duel had this too, where it was kind of a music video. So smart that they changed that. So smart, in my opinion. Because it got to flesh out the whole duel. And I just wanted to bring up that point, but the version that came out in 07 was way better. We still got all the famous plays and stuff in the original, just not as much. So those are the 5 points. I'll finish up this in the next episode for this duel. But if I had to rate it, 7 out of 10. I'd say 7 out of 10 because it's a great episode, but the next episode has the most famous moment from this duel for sure that everyone talks about. So 7 out of 10. The episode MVP, definitely the Pharaoh, Yugi. Yeah, or Yami Yugi, I mean. His supreme confidence cannot be denied. It's great. It's why I fell in love with the show. It's why he's my hero. What else is there to say? He outsmarts Panic every step of the way. Panic really, just using the winged dragon to attack the field to see his monsters was so clever to me. As a kid, I was like, holy crap, he's a genius. And then bluffing him with swords and then really having Spellbinding Circle was also great. So that will conclude this episode, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this video. All right, bye.